Have you ever wished you could just, think a message to someone? No typing, no speaking, just a direct line from your mind to the outside world. This idea sounds like it belongs in a science fiction movie, a distant fantasy from books and films. But what if I told you that this future is closer than you think? What if machines are learning to listen to the quiet electrical storms inside our brains? This is not a dream. This is the new frontier of artificial intelligence, a world where our very thoughts could become the next user interface. It's a concept that is both thrilling and, perhaps, a little frightening. The core idea is both simple and profoundly complex. Imagine a conversation happening not with your voice, but with your mind. Your brain generates tiny electrical signals for every thought, every image, every feeling. Scientists and engineers are now building systems that can read these signals. They are creating AI models that act as translators. These models can take the raw, chaotic language of your neurons and turn it into words on a screen, movements of a robotic arm, or even images from your imagination. This is the world of direct AI to mind communication, and it is happening right now in laboratories across the globe. For someone who has lost the ability to speak or move, it could mean regaining a voice, a way to interact with the world. It could offer new ways to control complex machines with the speed of thought. We are talking about a fundamental shift in how we, as humans, connect with our technology and potentially with each other. It's a conversation that has already begun, but within the silent, intricate wiring of the human brain itself. But this incredible power also brings with it profound questions. If a machine can read your thoughts, what happens to your privacy? Could your thoughts be misinterpreted? Could they be manipulated? The line between human and machine starts to blur in ways we have never had to consider before. As we stand on the edge of this new era, we must proceed with both excitement and extreme caution, understanding the landscape before we take the next step. To understand how a machine can listen to our thoughts, we first need to understand what it is listening for. Your brain is a universe of activity. Every time you think, feel, move, or remember, these neurons communicate with each other using tiny electrical impulses. This constant crackling storm of electrical signals is like a symphony playing inside your head. Brain-computer interfaces, or BCIs, are the tools designed to be the audience for this symphony, the microphones that can pick up its intricate melodies and rhythms. The challenge is to isolate the specific patterns related to a particular thought or intention. For example, the intention to move your right hand creates a distinct pattern of neural firing in a specific part of your brain. The intention to picture a red apple creates another. When it comes to building a bridge into the brain, researchers have two main approaches: the invasive path and the non-invasive path. The invasive approach is exactly what it sounds like. It involves surgery to place sensors directly inside the skull. This proximity is their greatest strength. It lets them record the brain's electrical signals with stunning clarity and precision. They've let paralyzed people control robotic arms with nuanced movements or type on a screen by thinking. But this precision comes at significant cost. The immune system can attack the implant, forming scar tissue that degrades signals over time. On the other side are non-invasive methods. The most common is EEG, a cap with electrodes that sit on the scalp to measure electrical activity. The trade-off is loss of signal quality. The skull, scalp, and other tissues act as a thick wall, blurring and weakening signals. So non-invasive systems are less precise. They're better for broader commands, moving a cursor left, moving a cursor right, rather than decoding complex sentences. Once the sensors have captured the brain's electrical signals, the most critical step begins: translation. The raw data from a BCI is just a chaotic stream of numbers. This is where artificial intelligence plays the starring role. The AI acts as a sophisticated decoder. To train the model, a user performs a series of mental tasks. For example, they might be asked to imagine moving their hand up, then down, then left, then right, over and over again. The AI analyzes the brain data from each repetition, learning to associate a specific flurry of neural signals with the specific thought or action. So, when a person with a BCI wants to type a sentence, They are activating the neural pathways associated with the intention to speak or type those letters. The AI recognizes the signal. It then executes the corresponding command, typing the letter T, then H, then E, and so on. The AI is not reading the abstract thought, it is recognizing a learned physical brain state and translating it into a predetermined output, acting as the essential bridge between the silent world of the mind and the digital world outside. One of the most profound demonstrations of BCI technology comes from a groundbreaking study at the University of California, San Francisco in 2023. Using a small, high-density electrode array implanted on the surface of the brain's speech cortex, scientists set out to translate brain signals directly into audible speech. The participant, a woman named Anne, would try to speak sentences. The implanted BCI recorded the intricate neural activity as she formed these silent words. The AI model was trained on this data, learning to associate unique brain signal patterns with phonemes. The results were astonishing. The team went a step further, connecting the AI's output to a digital avatar on screen. It also mirrored her intended facial expressions, smiling, surprise, sadness, translating them into realistic movements on the avatar's face. The UCSF study stands as a landmark achievement, a beacon of hope when we learn to listen directly to the brain. While some researchers focus on decoding language, others are tackling an equally futuristic challenge, reconstructing what we see directly from our brain activity. Their work relied on non-invasive brain scanning technology, functional magnetic resonance imaging, or fMRI. Participants lay inside an fMRI scanner while being shown a series of images. For every image the participants saw, the researchers had a matching snapshot of brain activity. If a person was looking at a picture of a teddy bear, the AI would generate a fuzzy but distinctly bear-like image. If they viewed a photo of an airplane, the AI produced a shape with wings and a fuselage. Meta's work is a proof of concept. Translating neurons into pixels could one day make our inner visual world shareable. Elon Musk's company, Neuralink, is pursuing an even more ambitious goal, creating a two-way interface, not just to decode the brain's output, but also to write information back into it. The technology behind Neuralink involves an implant called the link that are surgically inserted into the brain's cortex by a precision robot. In early 2024, the company shared a video of its first patient, Noland Arbaugh, effortlessly playing online chess, using only his mind to control the cursor. The long-term goal for Neuralink is the right capability. A person controlling a robotic hand could receive signals that allow them to feel the texture of an object they are holding. It could also potentially be used to restore vision to the blind by sending visual information directly to the visual cortex. This two-way communication represents a paradigm shift. It moves beyond assistive technology and into the realm of human augmentation. As brain-computer interface technology matures, we are on the cusp of practical miracles. In high-stakes environments, a surgeon could mentally consult a patient's data during an operation without looking away. Imagine a digital assistant that doesn't just respond to your commands but also senses your cognitive state. Your smart home could proactively dim the lights and play calming music. One of the most tantalizing ideas is direct knowledge transfer. Imagine wanting to learn a new language. You could potentially download the foundational information directly into your brain. Another far future concept is the creation of shared mental spaces. Sharing concepts, sharing emotions, sharing sensory experiences directly? Then there is the concept of the true emotional AI companion. It would be a friend that knows you as well as you know yourself, perhaps even better. Of all the dangers presented by brain-computer interfaces, the loss of thought privacy is the most fundamental. If your brain data is stored on a server, it can be hacked. This information could be stolen by criminals, sold to advertisers, collected by governments. The potential for active manipulation is even more frightening. An advertisement could trigger a subtle neural stimulation that creates a feeling of desire for a product. Lies a more subtle but equally profound danger: the risk of mental dependence. we might begin to rely on it to autocomplete our thoughts. This blurring of boundaries raises the ultimate philosophical questions about identity. If an AI can interpret your thoughts, where do you end and it begin? Ultimately, we must ask what kind of humans we want to become. The risk is that in our quest to build a perfect tool to enhance the mind, we might inadvertently diminish the spirit that makes that mind worth enhancing in the first place. We stand at the edge of a precipice, looking out over a landscape that was, until recently, the exclusive domain of science fiction. We have seen how early experiments are already achieving the impossible, giving voice to the voiceless and reconstructing images from thought alone. The promise is dazzling. Yet, for every dazzling promise, a dark shadow looms. This dual nature, the immense promise and the immense peril, is the central tension of our time. This is not a technology we can afford to be passive about. We have seen the blueprint of a new reality, and now we must confront the difficult questions about how we will build it and what safeguards we must put in place. The path forward requires a conversation that is as broad and inclusive as the technology is powerful. The future of the human mind is everyone's business. The first and most critical step is to establish radical privacy protections. Our brain data must be classified as the most personal and sacrosanct information of all. Independent third-party safety testing must become mandatory. We need to build systems with built-in off switches, ensuring that the user is always in ultimate command. Do we want tools that empower individual creativity and thought, or ones that risk making us dependent and homogeneous? Will we build tools that expand our consciousness and deepen our connection to one another? Or will we create the ultimate prison, a cage built within our own skulls? The technology itself is neutral. It is a mirror that will reflect the values we pour into it. The choice rests with us. We have the opportunity, right now, at the dawn of this new era, to choose a path that safeguards our humanity and ensures that the future inside our heads remains truly our own.